Hello there, and welcome to episode 58 of CUZZO-OP. I am one of the hosts here, Willie, aka Arrow, and as usual, we got the co-host.
IV, what's good, baby? We here.
Yes,
we
sir.
Here.
We are here, and we are here with our first news episode, technically, but I'm not going to call it a news episode. You're going to read it, you're not going to see it called news, but it's a news episode.
If you're an OG, you know what it is.
2024, the Oscars. The Oscars were this Sunday, and it was the most watched Oscars for the last few years.
I read that, actually. Yeah, facts.
You know, we had our episode last year where we gave our thoughts on the winners, the snubs. You know, we had some issues. If you watched last year's Oscars, you know what we're talking about, and we're gonna do the same for this year, right?
Facts.
So before I even give you my thoughts on the Oscars overall, I'm gonna talk about the same problem I'm pretty sure I talked about last year. Jimmy Kimmel is a terrible host.
I'm still trying to understand why this boy is up there still.
I don't get it.
I would take Fallon over Kimmel any day, like I said last year.
Absolutely. Yeah, is the writing for him also kind of strange with some of the jokes they had him saying? Absolutely. He is a terrible host.
Bro.
His attitude is ugly, bro.
Ugly, snobby, nasty. He's the same on his show. You know, watching him do the Dune 2 cast interviews, I wanted to beat him. Like, I wanted to punch him in his face. But the RDJ joke, that was the one that took me off. I said, and this happened in the beginning of the show, bro. So I'm like, yeah, Willie, you're going to have to let me know what happens. Because after I saw that, I said, I'm out of here, bro.
Yeah, I kept IV updated on all the winners.
I needed it. Jimmy, bro.
Yeah, I was with our grandmother, actually, the night of the Oscars. And she was like, yo, that joke was terrible. I hope he wins as like a FU to Kimmel. So, you know, how did that turn out?
And he did, motherfucker.
The Oscars this year, for me personally, from what I was able to watch of all these movies, and I saw most of them, I thought they were pretty good. I actually think this might be one of the like widely agreed upon Oscars in recent memory. One questionable decision maybe, but I can't speak on it because I haven't seen the movie that won compared to what others feel like should have won. So we're just going to have to see as we get along in our conversation. How did you feel about my Oscar updates?
I loved your Oscar updates, and I went back and watched a bunch of clips, all of the performances, the speeches from the people that, you know, I wanted to see win. I'm not going to lie. Some of the people who I didn't expect to win, them winning, I was also very happy with. I mean, we saw some similar awarding happen with the SAG-AFTRA awards, and I felt like that award show was immaculate, and a lot of the speeches from the people who won Oscar nights, I love their speech more from that show than I did from this. The Oscars every year feels more and more pretentious, which is part of the reason why it's interesting to see that so many people watched this year. That was just such an interesting thing to me. I'm like, wow, what is it because of the movies? Is it like, what's the are you looking to see Will Smith smack somebody? He's not there. He's not there. He's not even there. So, wow.
Right. He ain't there. Maybe he should have been. But I ain't gonna dive into that much. Let's just start off, bro. Let's start the episode. Let's dive into Oscar talks, bro. I got all the categories right here. You and I made our predictions for each category, mostly. You know, I didn't catch the documentaries, so I didn't.
Yeah, we didn't vote on those. Everything else, though, we definitely had something to say, and we voted for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's just start at international feature film.
Okay.
The reason why I want to start there is because did we really think anything other than the Zone of Interest was going to win?
Not at all. And I'll be honest, I didn't watch anything but the Zone of Interest. And to be honest, man, you didn't say this earlier. There were no snubs. Did you say that earlier? Did I miss you saying that?
More or less. I hinted at that idea.
I think this deserved this. I think that there were a lot of things that deserved it. And this was the beginning of that for me when I look at the international feature film. Again, can't be held accountable for the documentaries, but everything else, I'm like, all right. Nah, I'm lying. There's one snub we'll talk about. But in terms of Zone of Interest, I'm not surprised that they won. 100%.
For me, it was the only international movie here that I saw.
I had heard some things about Teacher's Lounge too, though.
it's the only one nominated for Best Picture. So how is it actually not going to win the award? Like, that's kind of my voting process behind it.
That's logical.
So it was like, it's nominated for Best Picture. Also, none of the other ones are. They're probably really good. I do plan on going to see them still on my Netflix or wherever else I watch movies, but it was just like, come on. If that doesn't win, then how can you justify down here?
I hear you 100%.
So yeah, I mean, up next, I want to go into some of the short films that were nominated. You know, we have 5 short films here for the live action category. The After, Invincible, Night of Fortune, Red, White, and Blue, and The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
Yeah.
The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar won, and it was obviously going to, in my opinion.
Right.
You had star power backing your movie, Cumberbatch,
right.
My boy, fake villain Iron Man 3 was in there. Dev Patel was in this too, right?
He was.
And I know
Wes
you love
Anderson
him.
likes working with him, bro. That's the reason.
I mean, I saw most of these other ones, and yeah, they were cool. Some of them were a little bit like, why are you trying to tell the story like this? This one just makes sense. It's based on a classic story that a lot of people probably know. It's told in a new light, and Wes Anderson directed it. I felt like this one was a given.
Yep. Wes Anderson wins an Oscar almost every year. So I'm not surprised he came through in this regard with, like you said, a star-powered cast, but the story is beautiful, and I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix, I'm pretty sure. So if you want to watch it, go back. We highly do recommend that. Very special. And honestly, Benedict Cumberbatch, man, we haven't seen him in anything since Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So it's cool to see him do this. It's been a minute.
True. It was nice to see him do well.
Do a good movie.
Short film, animated. We've got Letter to a Pig, 95 Senses, Our Uniform, War is Over, inspired by the music of, I believe it was John Lennon.
Yeah.
Can't fully see the title. And wow. Pachydermy, I think.
Yeah, Pachydermy.
Something
I didn't
like
see
that.
any of these, bro. Did you vote for one of these?
I did.
Which one was your vote?
The winner.
Oh, wow.
War is Over.
Oh.
Yeah, I found a little website that had all of them uploaded. And I had to watch them like in a weird way because you could only watch 10 minutes at a time, somewhere like 12 minutes. So I'd have to hit the second half the next day. But by the end of it, it was either for me Letter to a Pig or War is Over. And I thought Letter to a Pig was brilliant. But I also like the War is Over song I really enjoy. And then watching this short with it, I was like, you know what? I gotta go give it to this.
Word, bro.
So this was another one where I managed to vote properly.
Very good guess.
Yeah. I mean, I tried to have like an answer for all of these that were very much like, does this make sense? So,
absolutely.
All right, let's start hitting into the
heavy hitters.
The heavy hitters. All respect to every award category here, but there are heavy hitters here, right? And so one of the more confusing awards for the night for many people was the Writing Award for Adapted Screenplay, right? The reason why people found some confusion here is because Oppenheimer was a big heavy hitter in this category, and people were like, oh, it's got to go to Oppenheimer. It's nominated for all these awards, but for me, when I watched it, I said, you know, Oppenheimer is brilliant. But I really did believe that American Fiction fit that category more, and it's hard for me to explain why.
No, I respect that. And what you're saying, you're feeling like you're unable to say, I'll say it here. This movie needed some level of recognition in these awards. And I felt like we all knew if it wasn't the holdovers, Oppenheimer was going to sweep once we got to those last 4 awards. We already knew it. You know what I mean? And we'll get there. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but this movie needed some looks for sure, you know? And so when I heard it had won, I too was like, wait, what? But at the end of the day, when I think of adaptations and I think of the story coming to life and the actors involved in this tale, again, bro, it points me back to SAG-AFTRA. I really enjoyed the presentation they gave, recap of why this movie is special to the actors that made it. And I think that it very much deserved this at some point, at some level, recognition. If it wasn't going to receive recognition later, then I'm glad that it received recognition here. And I don't even know what the stats or the preliminary needs are for you to make it as best adaptation. Like, what is it? Do you have to be as close to the original content as possible? I have no idea. Or is it just, if it's adapted, what's the best movie? And that's where I can understand the confusion. But at the end of the day, man, I'm glad I got a look.
Right. So, all of the movies in this were phenomenal, though. Barbie, Poor Things,
Barbie,
Oppenheimer,
fire.
The Zone of Interest.
Like, adapted
This one,
Barbie.
my least favorite, or Zone of Interest. Zone of Interest didn't speak to me like that. But yeah, I agree with you. This movie deserved some recognition that it really didn't find anywhere else.
Right.
So let's move on to writing. Original screenplay. Now, here's what I'll have to say about this. Anatomy of a Fall was an easy winner, in my opinion.
Wow.
Having seen these movies, however, Past Lives, you and I, we sat there, we watched Past Lives together, bro. I would have loved for Past Lives to take this.
I voted for them. I'm pretty sure you voted for them, no?
No, I knew Anatomy of a Fall would win, so I put my vote down.
I'm biased.
My voting, bro, was what I thought would win rather than what I wanted to win.
Copy. Fair. I voted for what I wanted to win, and Past Lives is checked up AF, and I was upset that it didn't. But again, man, we all know that shit was a gem. You know what I mean? Everyone knows that movie's a gem. If you've seen it, then you know. A24 don't miss. Stop playing with them, bro. Just stop. Just stop.
You do like your A24, my boy.
I do, bro. They're a good production company. And I don't even watch all that. I don't even watch all the horror flicks and stuff. But this was one of those movies where it felt almost like it was made in 2020, like 2019, 2018. It felt vintage in its approach. It felt innocent. It felt hard. It felt soft. It felt emotional. And so that's why I voted for it. But again, Anatomy of a Fall, respect. Tip my hat to you. I don't think it was a snub. It's just, hey.
You wanted what you wanted, bro. We can all have our wants, right?
Always.
Let me take this to a category I got wrong. Because there's only 5 of them that I got wrong. Visual effects. And it's funny I got this one wrong because I didn't see the winner. So I didn't feel right going for the winner I didn't see. I voted for The Creator.
Come on, baby.
But I felt that Godzilla was going to win, but I didn't see that movie. I didn't get to. I was told, if you can't see it in theater, then you need to wait for it to come to the most crispy digital streaming service that you have. So that's what I did. I couldn't watch it in my questionable ways of watching. So what did you think? Because I know you saw that. You told me to go watch this.
Which one, The Creator or Godzilla?
Godzilla. We know how you feel about The Creator already. Yeah,
just so everyone knows, The Creator, that was my favorite movie of 2023, in case you haven't heard here at CUZZO-OP. I thought that movie was beautiful. Come to find out, Greg Fraser is part of why that movie was so beautiful. Greg Fraser is part of why Dune 2 is so beautiful. We're going to talk about Dune 2 and the Batman. This is a dude who understands photography, visual effects, language of all those things. We know Gareth Edwards is the one that really took this across with The Creator. So I was, again, similar to what we were saying about Past Lives or similar to what we said about American Fiction. I just wanted a look. I wanted some sort of a look. I knew they weren't getting a look for sound. So I was like, damn, give them a look for visual effects. It is what it is. Godzilla -1, though? Come on, bro. First off, they showed up on stage with action figures. They go hard, bro.
Their shoes had Godzilla claws on the bottom of the shoe, bro.
They go hard. And what's crazy is these movies have forever existed. I actually saw Godzilla -1 minus color or whatever it was called, zero color. I can't remember what it was called. Black and white. I saw it in black and white. So I can't even imagine what the visual effects look like with the color. I'm sure it's amazing, but in a black and white sense, it added this special dynamic to the movie. It's just it's not expensive, bro. This is what's really the cool thing about this award.
That movie had
This low budget production and won the Oscar. Meanwhile, we have these movies that are a load of barnacles and they don't need to have the high budgets they've 3-4 times as expensive as Godzilla -1, 3-4 times as expensive as Dune 2, 3-4 times as expensive as The Creator. What was the budget for The Creator? Wasn't it like 80?
I don't even know, bro.
It was
they
flew to the locations and they filmed this shit, bro. And -1 is something they've mastered Godzilla movies over there. You know what I mean? And then we look at the Americanized versions, and it's no wonder that they're just a load of shit, bro. They just don't get any love. They don't. I'm just really happy for them dudes. They went up there with those Godzilla decked out gear, and I saw the photos of them with holding the Oscar with the Godzilla. Fire, bro.
Flames.
So fire.
Here's what I'll have to say, right? And there's some concern online, right? The budget was small, and production studios around that particular area in the world are known for heavy crunch, overworking. And so there were some people that felt that there was a chance that existed at this studio. And if that did exist, should we award it?
That's true.
But we don't know, right? We don't know what did and didn't happen. Everybody involved seemed to be happy. So you got to hope for the best, right? I'm excited to watch this movie whenever I get to, because some of those American versions, I'm more like, this feels like noise.
And some of these other movies don't pop up elsewhere. So I will say now, we go back last year, we did an episode on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah.
Please listen to that episode. We talk about how we felt about that one. It was cool to see them nominated. I mean, Marvel deserved that, I think.
Absolutely.
Gunn deserved that. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning is the same old, but they do fantastic things every year. So it was cool to see them get a look. Napoleon, I mean, come on, bro.
Did you watch Napoleon?
Yo, dude, honestly, I'm surprised it didn't get more nominations.
I'm not.
I don't know, bro. I think can we acknowledge that this dude is one of the greatest actors alive? And I don't even fuck with Joker.
We might need to have a conversation right here mid-episode about this, bro, because the way you said that you felt about Joker,
I know,
is what I felt about Napoleon.
Oh, interesting.
Where I was like, yo, now that I've seen Joaquin a few times in a few roles, I want to see him in something different, and this ain't feel like that. This ain't feel like that different.
Have you seen him in Beau is Afraid?
Yes.
Beau is Afraid is the movie they say Ari Aster lost his streak on. The fact that he's being given any funding to do another movie, people are like, wow, he was able to make a piece of shit. I don't feel the same way about that. I think Joaquin Phoenix has range. His range is stupid, and so that's why I'm saying Napoleon, I like that. I like that they got a nomination. I think that he deserves some more love for that movie. But at the same time, there's a lot of heavy hitters this year, bro. There really were. There were really good movies that came out in 2023. I don't know if we can say the same will happen in 2024.
That's a great point. That is a great point. We'll have to see in the Oscars 2025, right?
Yes, sir.
I feel like you got your pick already?
Oh, yeah, nah, for sure. Dune 2, baby. I say it right here on record right now.
Copy.
That is movie of the year right now, but it's only March 14th. So.
Heard it. Listen, bro. Since we're talking about on the record, let's talk about my on the record. That was spot on. Music, original score to Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Ludwig, however you pronounce it.
Word.
That was obvious. I watched his making of the main theme. Brilliant. I didn't appreciate his speech.
Me either. I thought his speech was ass. Went back and watched that. I said, yo, bro, stick to just making music, because up there, you ain't making music.
You ain't know what you were talking about. As if Jesper Kidd hasn't been killing Assassin's Creed since 2009.
Yeah, I don't understand that. But we could hear the music.
We heard that music. Congratulations on your win, bro. I mean, for the original score, I can't say any of the other ones stood out to me the way Oppenheimer did post-watch.
Yeah, I understand that. I can understand that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be really bad that I'm announcing this right now in the middle of this episode. But the one movie I didn't see here
Yikes.
is Killer of the Flower Moon. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it. But the issue is, I made a pact with some of my boys and their wives that we were going to watch it together, and that hasn't happened yet. So I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it, but I just want you to know, anything I say about this movie is based off clips, interviews, and process that I've seen the actors and actresses go through. Okay? Just so you know, I'm sorry if I invalidated myself and now you're just listening to Arrow, but hey, Arrow knows his shit. All right? All right. Cool. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing.
Music, original song. Well.
Come on, bro.
You had this discussion with Jada and I back in the Barbie episode about Billie Eilish. I know a lot of people aren't fans of Billie Eilish, bad guy. They're tired of the same old sounding shit. And listen, it was either this or I'm just Ken. But in terms of impact for the film itself, What Was I Made For was the easy pick for me. It's a brilliant, beautiful moment in the movie. And like you said, her voice has matured and changed so much over the years. The fact that she managed to do this was unthinkable 5 years ago.
I think what I love about this song as an artist that makes music is Phineas. Like, don't get me wrong, Billy's amazing, but Billy and Phineas did this. And watching her perform while accompanying her, there's a proud older brother look that he gives her as she's performing during the Oscar night, and I thought it was really cool. Another thing I loved about their performance live that night was the orchestral backing. I thought that was dope. We haven't seen that. It's always been just them two. But to see an orchestra come behind them and add more layering, her voice is beautiful, and she is one of the best live performers we have seen emerge in the last decade. I don't want to hear anything from anyone else. She is how she sounds on a record is how she sounds live. And sometimes she sounds better live because of, certain things that happen in your voice, what you drank that morning, the way you came prepped, certain breaths you take. And I just loved her performance. I love this song. I think it's really beautiful, man. Lines like the boyfriend and the I don't know how to feel. This song has been on my heart and in my head for the last week since the Oscars. So it's just like, it's a good one, man. It's a really well-written song, and it's a beautiful song. Happy for them.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. And since we're on this topic, her performance was brilliant, but I mean, bro.
Come on, bro.
Is it wrong to say that like either the highlight or the second highest point of the night was Ryan Gosling's performance, bro?
No, it's not wrong at all. I mean, we got a behind the scenes clip of Martin Scorsese actually smiling at something, and I'm glad it was that. I think that Ryan Gosling is entering into. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. He brought the energy, bro.
He did. He really does.
He could have said no, right? He already felt some type of way about some of the nominations and stuff, but he decided to do it. He had fun with it. He was up there, bright pink suit. He incorporated Margot, Greta, Emma, which was fun.
La La Land.
La La Land, you know what I'm saying? And then even to grab the camera guys, he was just in it. Jumped right back into that character. He was so great.
He's a great actor, bro.
So yeah, I got to be honest. That was probably my favorite part of the night because it was fun. It made a show that some people have found boring for so many years so fun.
I agree, bro. It was good to have some heart, some culture in that bitch.
Let's talk about sound. Another category that I got wrong. I voted for Oppenheimer. I thought it would take it the way they masterfully used the bomb and the quietness. I thought that scene was a lock. I thought that locked it in for them.
Me too.
But if I'm not mistaken, the Zone of Interest won this.
It did, man. It did, and I thought that was interesting.
I mean, it's the way they use sound in the Zone of Interest is harrowing, however you may pronounce that.
Harrowing. Yeah,
it's just terrible, and in the right way, because it painted the picture that the movie wanted, whether it be people screaming very quietly in the background because they are being murdered, at a concentration camp, or the way a scene would move and you only hear the footsteps walking through the hallways in a quiet midday breeze. It's
Facts.
I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it.
No.
It can't be, the creator, I don't know about this one. That's on you. I mean, I was like, oh wow, heard it. He got another nom. Maestro makes sense.
Yeah, I thought Maestro deserved this also. My second guess would have been that one, and my second vote after Oppenheimer. I know there's a lot of hate that Bradley Cooper is receiving right now on the internet for whatever reason. I really don't know. The internet's always hating on someone for some reason. But what he went through in preparation of this film, how long it took for him, I respect his dedication. I don't respect his ego behind comparing the amount of time it took for him to prep for this role and direct this movie in comparison to some other things. Like, I heard something that sounded like shade toward Cillian Murphy. We could talk about that later. But at the end of the day, Maestro is a movie about conducting. It's a movie about music. It's a movie about what it means to conduct music and where the conducting comes from and how much it costs for this particular person he lived the life of or is doing this story of, the actual remake of, or what's it called? It's like a biopic. So all that being said, I would have put that second. But Zone of Interest, man, I'm glad you walking away with this. I'm glad because, again, Zone of Interest was a sleeper hit, bro. It really was. It came and stole like 2-3 out of the whole lineup of the ballot. I was like, damn, they came in here and got theirs. Like, they went home happy. That's tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about.
Yeah, let's turn up. Let's turn up, G.
Some of the things that were like, yo, it could have went either way. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Production design, makeup and hairstyling, costume design. It was a fight between Barbie and Poor Things for me, in my mind. Maybe besides makeup, I actually had it going to Bradley Cooper, but they all went to Poor Things, right? Not mad at it.
Me either. I think the movie is it's built on the pillar of this. So I'll be straight up. I voted for Oppenheimer because I'm biased. I just it was a great movie. But at the end of the day, and when I say production design, everything we see when they build a town, they build these moments, the concept of bombs, the concept of these shots that are not CGI. They're actual shots. This is part of why I voted for it. But if there's anything that I would want to see take it, it's Poor Things or Barbie, like you said. So.
Yeah, because of my just feeling that Barbie wasn't going to have anything, I was like, maybe they'd be willing to give them a production for Barbie Land, or maybe they'd be willing to. But then I think about the fact that the real world is also in Barbie, and it's a real world. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like, Poor Things. Yeah. Okay. I'm not mad at it. So for those that are Barbie fans and you feel like you've been invalidated, I mean, go watch Poor Things and tell me you're not in awe. And if you're not in awe, then you're lying to yourself and you just wanted Barbie to win, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, bro, Emma Stone, dude. Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo. William Dafoe. It's just like, this was a hitter, and I don't want to hear anything from anyone that talks about why this movie get so much love, why did it win so many awards. You're ignorant. Well,
we're in the big leagues now.
We just showed up, kid.
So let's dive into actress in a supporting role first. I knew this was going to divine. Joy Randolph. I'm going to say her full name because she's an Oscar winner. She deserves her respect. The Holdovers. She was brilliant in that.
She truly was.
I was like, it could go to Emily. But even on the Oppenheimer episode, I said the first half of Blunt's performance, while it is the way it was needed to be. The second half proved there are layers to this, right? For what the holdovers needed, I thought Randolph delivered brilliantly, But I believe that mostly everybody in this category was brilliant. America Ferrera, I didn't like. Her role in Barbie was perfect, but she's not on the level of these other ones, I fear to say, on the internet for people to hear, right? If it wasn't going to Randolph, I would have probably given it to Brooks for The Color Purple. She was brilliant in that. But like I said, I knew she would win this. So I know you voted for Blunt, but is this a case of you didn't see holdovers, or you did, and you just were being Oppenheimer-like train?
I did, and I'm a fan of Randolph because of her presence in the first 2 seasons of Only Murders in the Building on Hulu with Martin Short, Steve Martin. She's a detective that helps them solve the mysteries that they find, and she's freaking hilarious, bro. And she's so good at warm sarcasm, genuine sarcasm.
I need to watch this.
She's so good at that. That's her niche, and it comes off comedic, but at the same time, from a drama standpoint, very warm. And so very glad that she won this. She won at the SAG-AFTRA Awards. I'm glad that this was consistent. Like I said, one of those awards where I saw the consistency and I was grateful for its existing. I'm proud of her, happy for her, excited for her. This may be the only time she snags an Oscar, to be honest with you, unless we see more from her. But up until this point, she's been acting for a decent amount of time. Emily Blunt, she's been in this position prior. You know what I mean? America Ferrera. Barbie, I didn't think it was enough for it to deserve that, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, even though I know it was a moment, so.
All right. Actress in a leading role. Now, this one was interesting because everybody knew it or felt it. Lily Gladstone would probably deserve to win this one.
Yeah.
Emma thought it. Her face when they announced her name said it all.
Absolutely.
Why is it me? She got on that stage and she thanked the other nominees. She said, Annette, good job. Sandra, good job. Carrie, good job. Lily, I share this with you. That says enough to me. Emma was brilliant in Poor Things, and I'm not mad at the win. That's the other thing.
Yeah, no.
I can believe both things. Lily deserved it, but I'm not mad at Emma's win because of the fact that Emma needed to carry Poor Things on her back.
Right.
Whereas Lily, she's in the movie, I believe, for about a third of it. Very important piece of the third. The movie doesn't work without Lily. But I just think this was a case of multiple things. Emma being
the definition of leading.
Yeah. But there's also other components that maybe or maybe not played a role into this. Some people say, I would have never believed that they were going to try and let 2 minorities win back-to-back year.
Absolute. And for me, bro, I can't give my opinion because I didn't see the movie. But from the clips I saw, the love she saw at SAG-AFTRA Awards, it's like, okay, now I voted for her here on my ballot. I'm not going to lie. I don't know, bro. I think Emma Stone holding the entire movie on her back as this Frankenstein-esque character, it's cool to see her win this. She won her award in La La Land, and so it's cool to see who she's become as an actress as well. So I love that she showed love to Lily, but I understand why she got this award, and therefore, like you said, it's not something that I see as a snub. Unlike last year when we talk about everything, everywhere, all at once. So,
oof. Listen, here's what I have to say. The fact that Emma Stone has 2 Oscars at the age of 35 when people like Jamie Lee Curtis can hit 70 without any is crazy.
They gave her that, John. You know why they gave her that, John.
Emma is doing stuff. People are sleeping on Emma. But at the same time, I was a little bit surprised. I was like, ooh, Emma already has hers, so I wonder if they're going to do the thing where they give it to Lily because
if she was white, maybe if Lily was white, respectfully.
True. Before we head into and I know we said the big leagues, but I'm being very particular about the way I ordered these awards, bro.
The final 6-ish, 7-ish.
They're all going to be kind of put together. So let's talk about what I know that you were kind of referring to as a maybe snub.
Yeah, please.
Animated feature film. The Boy and the Heron won the award for the night, with the other nominees being Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Before you go, I've seen all these. I know you've seen Elemental, and I know you've seen Spider-Man. Did you see Robot Dreams?
I didn't see Robot Dreams. And I also didn't see Nimona. Yeah.
Nimona. Okay. You would really enjoy Robot
Dreams. I need to watch that.
It was past lives, but animated with no dialogue, bro. That joint was beautiful. I was stunned, mad that I had never heard of it, and I was glad that at least it was nominated because that got me watching the movie. Go watch Robot Dreams. It's animated, but it may not necessarily be for children, but it's nothing too crazy either. It's not vulgar with its imagery, considering there's, again, no dialogue. Besides Earth, Wind, and Fire, September, do you remember the 21st? That song plays a lot of the movie. That's a theme song for y'all over there. I know that is a fact.
You know that, bro.
But Nimona was also really cool, and Elemental was fun. They always have to put something Disney on the list, right?
Listen, bro, Elemental was not fun. I thought that movie was beautiful. I'm on record here at CUZZO-OP.
It can be fun.
Saying that it wasn't just a fun film. It deserves to be here. It's a beautiful film. Pixar didn't do a good job marketing this movie. They've sucked at marketing in the last couple of years for whatever reason. Inside Out 2 is getting that right treatment, it looks like. Thank God. It deserves
yes, sir.
that.
Yes, sir. We got a Pixar episode cooking.
Arrow. But yeah, bro, I mean, this is my daughter's favorite movie right now. The Pakistani cultural representation in Elemental, the conversations they're trying to have about different types of people, it deserves to be here, but like you already know, there was a clear winner here, in my opinion, in terms of what was the best movie animated of 2023. And that movie did not win the award. And that's a snub to me personally. And if you're confused, you're probably not. But it's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That movie deserved this award. I'm sorry, but The Boy and the Heron does not deserve this award. It doesn't. It felt like a maybe pity award, or well, he deserved this because Spirited Away. This movie wasn't even good, in my opinion. The best part about this movie was Robert Pattinson as a bird. That was the best part of this movie, and his performance and his understanding on how to kill that as a voice actor. That hurt me personally. I actually thought the movie dragged. Its pacing was a bit boring. Was it pretty? Was it hand-drawn? Was it beautiful? Yes. But F a hand-drawn, bro. We know what kind of animated madness these people, this Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, and Beyond the Spider-Verse have changed animated films forever. Forever. They're monumental. It was a no-brainer. This was a snub. That's just my opinion. What do you think?
I didn't watch The Boy and the Heron. It's nowhere for me to watch currently. So I didn't vote for it. I cannot speak to this. I can only speak to what I've seen online. Some people feel like the creator of The Boy and the Heron, this was a keep our relationship with him a good award.
I've heard that.
Here's my take. Shameik Moore is a cornball for his reaction right after this was announced. And I've always kind of found him to be corny. And I don't want to speak down on any actor in a super way, right? But it was not a good look for him. Not a good look. Because then he's releasing follow-up an hour later, and then the next day, and then teasers for the next movie because he realizes that he messed up and he wants to be like, oh, well, maybe the next one will win. Here's a little tease. you looked corny. And the fact that you misspelled robbed and that was the only word in your tweet and you misspelled it and had to repost the tweet,
robed,
bro.
right?
He put ROBED.
Yeah, he got robed.
How you gonna write a one-word tweet, mess up the tweet when you were trying to complain about one of the most craziest awards that you could win? Now you look stupid as well as unprofessional. That was just a bad look for me.
I'm in agreement with you, bro. I think that boy is wildin', but it doesn't change the fact that they folded on this award, bro. Okay. It's just from the animation team, dude. These guys are cramming last-minute content into the last couple of weeks. And it's a major pivotal plot points. They brought it to be continued back in 2023. What are we freaking talking about?
Maybe them cramming it in last minute is no, the reason not giving the award. They maybe like Godzilla, maybe they want to not award the rest of this.
I can't, bro. I can't. Like, you got DreamWorks mapping animated content based on what they saw. We got TMNT that came out based on what Spider-Verse has done. Like, it almost feels like this movie almost lost this award because of OSOM. Out of sight, out of mind. That mentality in society sometimes where it's like, what have you done for me lately? This movie was released in Q1, Q2, and there were a lot of things that came out. And I actually think about that sometimes when I think about Dune 2. It's like everyone knows that movie's fire. Next year, there aren't that many big, heavy hitters as of right now that we know of that are coming out that are really going to be too big of competitors. But maybe it will lose out because it feels like if your movie drops between January and May, it might be forgotten. It may not be talked about enough leading up to when the awards come. Is that why this movie lost? I don't know. I just am trying to understand because I know that the amount of people who watched The Boy and the Heron and then the amount of people who watched Across the Spider-Verse, there's a significant difference of which one's a phenomenon and which one isn't. Me personally. That's just my opinion. Robert Pattinson, though. Thank you, bro. You are responsible for a number of Oscars this year, my brother.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Oscar winner for, here we go. Like we already said, music, original score, film editing, cinematography, actor in a supporting role, directing, and lead role. Oppenheimer. We knew it, bro. When we watched this movie last year, you know, we give our movies a chance. Maybe I give more chances than you. I don't know if that's true or not. But this one was one of them ones. The culmination of Nolan's work as a director. All due respect to Justine Triet. She's French. Martin Scorsese, Yorgos Lanthimos, and Jonathan Glazer. You know, Nolan, this was his, we call it magnum opus. We call it his height, his I've learned so much. Here it is. Film editing, from the black and white, the jumps back and forth, the when to stop a scene and bring it back later. Cinematography, the shots, Killian alone, when to use Florence Pugh's character in certain ways, or how to showcase the bomb, or the music in Oppenheimer's head.
No CGI.
Come on, son.
No special effects.
Actor in a supporting role. This was my favorite award for the night because he's deserved it for so long, and fuck Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, you know, bro, when it comes to directing, I'll start there. Everybody else, the only person that I feel like got snubbed here tonight was Martin Scorsese. We know that there's this beef between the Oscars and Martin Scorsese for whatever reason. It's weird. But hey, you know what I mean? It is what it is, I suppose. Everyone else, I'm glad you walked away with something for your movie and you were shown recognition for what you've done. because your movies were beautiful. Like I said, 2023, great movies. 2024, worried about that. But nonetheless, Oppenheimer is a very good movie. It is 3 different types of movie in one. It is beautifully edited. Let's go down to the editing. We're talking about 3 different movies. We're talking about black and white to keep the fission fusion concept going on the entire time while keeping a cohesive message. We're talking about literally 40 A, B, C, D plus actors in one movie, showing love to them each and giving them room to shine, timing it well, the rhythm behind the music while giving us a speedy understanding of the life of Oppenheimer. You're right. I think what we said about Florence Pugh's character and his initial love interest, the first woman he falls in love with there, I love how she pops up. I love the idea of the hand, or maybe it's not, or maybe it is. Was she killed by the government? Was she? There are decisions made from a cinematography standpoint that are just so beautiful. They're so nice. Even the New Mexico scene with Killian and Emily Blunt, when they decide, I bet we about to fall in love and run this show. Like, it's just really beautiful to see the shooting, the concepts, the building of the town, the bombing, the PTSD of the bombing, the bodies, the stepping of the people's feet that we hear earlier in the movie but don't know what it is, and then we find out what it is. The scream in the middle of that scene where he's cheered for bombing an entire nation like that. Like, it's just crazy how they use every element of the film, cinematography, film editing, sound, everything to create this masterpiece. There's no place they were lacking. Therefore, this is what's happening here. Now, I will move on to actor in a supporting role. I want to stop and say that Ryan Gosling is in a very special spot right now. Everyone is saying that he's taking shitty movies. I don't agree. I think Ryan Gosling is having fun, and I'm happy for him. There's a movie coming out soon called The Fall Guy with him and Emily Blunt. I'm hearing a lot of good things about it. I'm excited for him as an actor. Do I think he deserved this award? Not even a little bit. But I just want to give my tip to him, because at the end of the day, it's like, hey, bro, you're a killer. Keep killing. Now this RDJ, come on, bro. Well deserved. Not just because of his story and what he's gone through. F all that. That was already beautiful when Iron Man did it, eating cheeseburgers in front of a press conference in 2008. What's fire about this right here, bro, is y'all need to take this man seriously. I would argue he didn't even take himself seriously sometimes. But it's undeniable now.
I mean, he said it. He said, I needed this more than it needed me.
Come on. It's just so well said. I love that for him, man. I'm very happy for him, bro. I think that that's a really cool award. Another thing, I loved what Christopher Nolan had to say during his speech. Film is very much alive right now. Cinema exists. And if you think that Nolan plays a role in that, he's honored. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I think that was a movie of passion. There are too many passionate stories in line with this movie. And I think maybe I'm giving Nolan too much credit, but to think RDJ winning an Oscar, Killian winning. I told my boys the other day, I said, this is how the phone call went down. Hey, man. Oh my gosh. No, Nolan's on the line for you. Do you want to pick up? Absolutely. This is Robert Downey Jr. Hello? Hey, listen, man, you want to win an Oscar this year? That's how the conversation went, bro. Same conversation for Killian.
Heard it.
You know, and look, here we are. Killian, you deserve this, my brother. I know you didn't want it.
Yeah.
You didn't care for it.
Bro, Killian don't want to be at any of these things, bro. He wants to show up, act, and go home with his kids and his wife, bro. He don't want to be here. He wants to be chilling in Ireland. Come on, son.
News report of his elementary school, his grade school, of all the students cheering him on, and just They all speak
That's
so
cute.
proper and so clear. It's so cool. But just really
It
happy
is.
for Killian, man. He deserves this recognition. He doesn't need to get any more recognition from this point forward. He's already reached the top of the mountain. We already knew he was amazing, but it's cool to see him get this. And I'm just, man, bro, I'm so excited, dude. I said this before. I'm going to say it again. Scorsese has made 20 plus movies. This is Nolan's, what, 10th, 11th film?
Like
13th
12th.
And y'all don't even know about the first 3. It's really his 10th. And this one was for y'all. He did it the right way. He played it by the rules, and he won all the awards. Now we get one for him, and I can't wait for the next thing that gets announced. I was thinking about it while watching Dune 2. I'm like, man, when that next I remember when the Oppenheimer teaser trailer was on during the movies, and I was like, what's this going to even be? Like, what's up with this?
And the timer for the bomb changed depending on what time you were watching. That joint was crazy.
That shit was sick. So I can't wait to see the next thing that comes out for him, man. I'm really excited. Oppenheimer deserves all of it. All of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for actor in a supporting role, Sterling K. Brown was brilliant. De Niro was brilliant. I didn't necessarily think Best Picture brilliant, or not, like, you know, Best Actor supporting. Gosling was cool. He was fun. Ruffalo was probably the front runner, like the second runner up to Downey. And then for leading role, listen, Cooper, I know you spoke on it. I think people are over hating. They're just enjoying. They're letting him be the punching bag. He's a brilliant actor. That being said, it's not the role he should have been nominated for from 2023, in my opinion.
I just think I don't like what he said.
Because when composers came out and said that he wasn't even doing what he said he studied 6 years to do properly.
He's a sick pup. You know what I mean?
He's been going crazy a little bit on those behind the scenes interviews.
And his conversation with Emma Stone about, you know, this isn't a role that I just got like a call like in 16. Yo, bro, you could throw shade to Killian all you want. You're talking about a Peaky Blinder. You need to relax before you get killed. You're wildin'.
Coleman Domingo is brilliant. I love him in everything I've ever seen him in. He's rumored to be replacing someone in a Marvel universe right now, and I wouldn't be mad at it. Paul Giamatti was brilliant in The Holdovers. He was probably the second runner-up, whatever we call it. Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction was brilliant. All brilliant actors in every category. And then Best Picture, bro, we said it already. Oppenheimer took the gold, bro. All of the movies here, more or less, were deserved. I felt like there may be one or two Oscar baits, but I don't really want to get into that. I don't want to claim that one movie was trying to do something just for the glory or anything. I don't think you can sit here and watch one of these movies and say that you watched the bad.
No, not at all, man. I think
but go watch Past Live.
Go watch the bug now. A24 till I die. I'm gonna get a tat. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. So my overall closing thoughts of this year's Oscars: please don't bring Jimmy Kimmel back. He's trash at this. Let him stay on his show. I'm perfectly fine without him. The winners, no snubs for me just yet. Whenever I watch The Boy and the Heron, then I'll get back to you on that little conversation. Great year of cinema 2023. Hopefully Oscars 2025, we can have some good conversations like this. More of the 2024 line rather than the 2023 Oscars line. This was a fun year. Go watch these movies. Watch Oppenheimer. If you've seen it, watch it again. Can you hear the music?
I heard the music, and we all did, obviously. And Nolan definitely heard it when Pattinson handed him the biography of Oppenheimer, you know? And so it's just another great year of film over here. 2023, this 2024 Oscars were good outside of Kimmel. Bring Fallon in. What are we doing? I don't understand. Anybody else, bro, please. Honestly, dog, you know who I was rocking with? I know they would never do this, but the homeboy who was behind the scenes hosting the SAG-AFTRA Awards, who's been on a couple Netflix shows like Next in Fashion. I like that cat. We just need somebody who maybe no one knows.
We need an entertainer that's going to go up there and not... You know what I saw, matter of fact? Because Kimmel said some other joke about I could have done this and this and this and this before that movie ended. How about we have a host that actually likes fucking movies? Because Kimmel clearly don't like fucking
Well, I was
films,
watching
bro.
an interview with him in the Dune 2 cast, and his opening question was, "Oh, Timothy, you have a apostrophe in the first E in your name? I never noticed that." I said, "Yo, they got to get this guy to F off television. I don't understand what's going on right now." And that's just it, man. That's just it. So that's why we say what we say. But nonetheless, we're thankful for the love shown to all of these films. Highly recommend you go watch everything that is within the Best Picture section. I'm in the process of finishing that. I need to go do that. But nonetheless, we're here. This is the second time we take a whack at talking Oscars here at CUZZO-OP, and we intend to do it every year because it's a great opportunity to look back at what we enjoyed during the year. If interested, we do have an Oppenheimer episode. We do have a Barbie episode. We do mention movies like Past Lives and other things as we talk about the movies of 2023. So go back, listen to those episodes if interested. We thank you for listening to us just go on and on about these awards. And this news content is going to continue coming. Things that are fresh to the surface, we will continue to talk about them when we can, whether in other episodes or with their own designated episodes. We love it. We love to be able to have our finger on the pulse of what's going on in media so that you know it and you can hear what we think about it as well. But much love again for listening to an episode of CUZZO-OP. We will be back again Friday next week, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Take a tune, take a listen, send it to your friends, anybody who likes hearing people talk about movies, video games, and TV shows, because that's what you'll find every time that you listen to an episode of CUZZO-OP. You'll find two cousins, one podcast, and endless entertainment. Peace.